Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny and Bert, the Dividend Diplomats. Guys, I'm about to have a windfall from an acquisition of a company. I have a big question, though. What the heck should I be doing once this acquisition closes next month?
Ooh, guys, smash that subscribe button. Give us a nice thumbs up. An investing decision Bert wants to make here. There's an upcoming pending close to an acquisition, and it's not a small one. It's a huge one. It's a $35 billion fucking dollar deal here we're talking about, jabronis.
Yeah, we're talking about Capital One Bank acquiring Discover Financial Services. This deal has been pending for 14 months, and it was just recently approved, and it made it
Give me
clear
the
all the regulatory hurdles. They're going to create one of the largest payment networks. They're rivaling Visa. They're rivaling MasterCard. Everyone finally has it. They're the two big Goliaths with the largest name brand out there are coming together. $35 billion deal. Each Discover shareholder will receive 1.0192 shares of Capital One stock.
nice, nice. And Discover's always been, again, anywhere in the card space. You kind of love that space, that very very high growth,
Yeah.
high margin business. Just go look at Visa, MasterCard, and Amex's financial statements, guys. But yeah, it's closing here in 3 weeks, guys. One of the largest payment networks they are building here, really to compete and battle with the likes of Visa and MasterCard, guys. But not only that, but Capital One is obviously a bank, one of the largest credit card providers, similar to Discover. They're
Yep.
really stepping into probably bigger than what Amex is, because Amex just got into like some of the banking side, whereas Capital One's been there.
Right. That's been Capital One's bread and butter. They just haven't been able to expand that much outside of it. Because remember, they had Capital One Investing a while ago, which Lanny and I were on, and that platform sold over. So it really just became an online checking, online savings account, and credit card. Discover had the flip. Just like you said with Amex, Discover had the credit card, they had the high yield savings account, they had their loans, but that was it. So you put two of them together and you make a mega online bank that are both very consumer friendly. They're probably two of the most consumer friendly banks out there. For what you're talking to, people love interacting with them as much as you can possibly love interacting with a credit card company. But
Love it.
they're going to be a great player in the online space. That's what's going
Discover. Just wanted to
to.
check in. So,
Yeah.
Bert, the price has run up. What amount are you currently holding right now from your Discover Financial Services bag?
Yeah. So right now, this is in my wife's account. She has $3,100 of Discover Financial Services. Lanny, it's a 200% gain on this position. She is up over $2,000 on Discover. So that's why I'm so torn right now. Because obviously, right now, this is a stock for stock merger. There's no cash, there's no tax implications on this merger.
Ooh,
So, yeah,
ooh.
right. So I'll be getting more shares of Capital One come May 18th if I decide to hold it. If I decide I want this mega online bank. That's the caveat in all of this.
Wow. Okay, so you have one big option here with keeping it because it's probably you're the most tax-friendly way. So you've confirmed that it is a
Yeah.
tax-free transaction. They've
Yeah.
made
I
it that way.
I Googled it, I searched it, and
Mm,
if you can
good
believe
for
everything
them.
you read on the internet,
Share
um,
for share. That's because it's the full share swap, no cash. It's
yeah.
just
They did say if you do decide to take cash, it could have tax implications on it. So yeah, right now, as it's a option one is pretty attractive. Keep the mega bank, keep the online bank, receive the shares, make it a cash-free transaction, and then hold it for a year and see what happens from there.
the, what do you get then keep? I'm assuming you keep your cost basis then. There's no step up provision
I
there.
wish. Yeah, you're right though. And the thing is, we don't know what the dividend's going to look like. We don't know what's going to look like. The one
Right.
risk is we might be running into a recession. You don't know where the economic environment's going. You see credit cards, you see consumer loans. That could be the area where you don't necessarily want to run and be happy in a Discover Bank. That's why I'm so torn right now. So what's option two, Annie? Well, I have a massive tax gain. I also have some massive tax losses in my wife's portfolio. Tax losses that I could use to pretty much offset this gain if I were to decide to sell the shares, make this a tax neutral event, and then make a mega investment into a different position. So, where are the two likely candidates for my wife? Intel, ticker symbol INTC. She has a $2,300 loss. She has exactly 100 shares because that's the one we've been writing options on. So we're sitting at about $2,000 there. We also have Stanley Black and Decker, which has a $1,600 loss, which hasn't quite, it won't offset it one for.
When does Walgreens close?
Oh, I dumped Walgreens. Remember, that was a long time ago. We dumped Walgreens and put it into Google. So I could dump Stanley Black and Decker with a $2,700 market value, offset almost all of the gain. Intel $2,000 market value and fully offset the gain. Take all those funds, if I pick one of them, Lanny, and put it into SCHD. I could put it into create a VOO position in her portfolio, or I could just put it into Google or Amazon. Those are my three options where I could go from this.
And Paramount's not on this, right?
No, Paramount's not. It's actually that's in my account. That's in a different account.
Well, so same family taxation here,
Mm-hmm.
because Paramount deal could close this year,
Yeah.
and then you're in a
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, that's a fair. Unless
unless
there's a secret bidder that comes in and
yeah.
but you're
Well, I
right.
can't remember, and I
It's
can't remember if that's a what situation that becomes either.
yeah. So I guess the point is keep it, no taxes. Take that completely off the table.
hmm Well, Capital One hasn't increased their dividend since they last increased in 2021.
Right.
So, all right.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm leaning towards right now, keeping it, it's a $3,000 position. So it's at least going to be a decently sized position in the portfolio. And you know what? I don't have to make this decision today either, Lanny. Like there's no reason I have to make it today. I just want to start planning ahead for this. If there's a pop up in Stanley Black and Decker, Lanny, I might sell that one too, just to get out of that position and then have the loss. Intel, God help us, if one of these calls get hit or something happens, I could sell it and then use it to offset this later. There's no decision has to be made today, but right now I am leaning towards keeping the Capital One Bank position.
One thing I'd have to look into is what was the price per share, unless it doesn't matter, because if it's 1.01 and COF stock is trading at, let's see here on my phone, 182.73. So I'm assuming Discover is trading somewhere around that.
Yeah, let me see. No, I think Discover. I'm sorry. What did you say the price was?
And so Capital One's at 182.73. I'm assuming Discover's close in the 180s.
184.86.
Yeah. So you're already so
You're
no
there.
matter so well no like no matter what Capital One could drop to 40 and Discover should drop with it.
Yes, yeah. It's at that point where it's like it's so close they're going to move in conjunction together.
Well, yeah, if it in, they're paying a 35, what's Discover's market cap right now?
All right, give me a second, everyone.
We gotta look this up.
46 billion.
46 billion,
Yeah,
and the deal was for 35 billion. So
that's 14 months ago. Wait.
oh, okay, so it was just based on the value then.
Yeah.
All right. So either which way, what we're saying is, and Bert, you correct me here, Discover is going to be priced slightly higher than a Capital One stock price. So if Capital One stock price falls, Discover stock price will fall. If Capital One has a crappy earnings or something bad happens to Capital One, Discover's price is going to go right along with it.
Yes, that is correct.
So you're kind of rolling the dice here over the next few weeks to make sure that,
Which way is the economy going?
right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I know.
Wow.
That's why this one's not tough.
Well, you don't have to do anything right now. Obviously, you have great options to possibly consider even well after this closes. Um, you know, I do like that SCHD bolstering move, getting rid of another stock
Yeah.
as
Right.
your
This one, in
alternative.
theory, would knock two out because I would sell something to offset the gain. So I would have a huge dump into SCHD.
Yeah, yeah. Guys, let us know what you would do here. Would you do VOO? Would you do SCHD? Would you buy Google stock, Amazon stock? What would you guys do if you were Bert? Or would you just love and really cherish that Capital One Finance stock, COF stock with the Discover and Capital One merger?
If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And remember, you are either with us or you are against us, Jack.
Yes, sir. That was Bert the Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Gosh Damn Diplomats. Over and out.